welcome you to the April 23rd, 2018 McCracken County Fiscal Court meeting, and ask the clerk to call the roll, please.
Commissioner Wathen.
Here.
Commissioner Byer.
Here.
Commissioner Bartleman.
Here.
And Judge Leeper.
Here. Next, Commissioner Byer, lead us in a word of prayer, please.
Yes, let us pray. Our most gracious Heavenly Father, thank you for the many blessings of this day. We ask that you watch over this meeting tonight, and that everything we do in this meeting be to your approval. We also ask that you continue to watch over the law enforcement officers in our country who are out there protecting us, and our soldiers on foreign lands, giving us the very right to attend this meeting. All of these things we ask in your name and for your sake. We pray. Amen.
Amen. If you would, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. At this time, I would entertain a motion for approval of the minutes from the April 9th pre-budget workshop meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Byer, second by Commissioner Wathen. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion's approved. Next, I'd entertain a motion for approval of the minutes from the April 9th McCracken County Fiscal Court meeting.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Wathen, second
Second.
by Commissioner Bartleman. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion's approved. Tonight, the only discussion item is going to be me updating the court and the community on some projects that we have ongoing. Some have been going on for a long time. Some are nearing completion. A couple of projects that are high profile and a large expenditure of funds have been going on for some time. The first one I want to point out is Maxon Road. Mr. Moore's here to correct me if I'm wrong, but he and I drove over the recent surface that was added to the culvert on Maxon Road, which was the final effort along with the intersection at Harris Road. Final two efforts before they put the final paving. And right now, May the 12th, I believe, is the schedule for the final paving of Maxon Road, and that's assuming weather cooperates, and that's a large assumption as you experience today's weather. A lot can go wrong between now and getting final surface on there, but that project is coming in early. It's going to be early regardless of the weather. I believe we'll have plenty of opportunities to beat the timeline on that project, and it's going to come in under budget a little bit also. Appreciate very much the work that Randy Williams and Mr. Moore and all our road department folks that have pitched in on that, but those two gentlemen deserve a lot of credit for the time and effort they put in to make sure that project's been done correctly and been done under budget and save taxpayers money, but at the same time get a good finished product. So I appreciate their efforts on that, and hopefully May the 12th we'll have a finished project. We may have to get a ribbon out there across it sometime after that and cut the ribbon on it. Another substantial project that's going on is the jail lock project. Mr. Moore has obviously been bird dogging that for us. It's been a bit of a while coming, trying to get all the ins and outs and preparation just to start it was yeoman's work. A lot of engineering goes into those type of a project, but it's a critical project for our jail and the safety of our employees, also the safety of the inmates and safety of the community, but primarily our employees. And we're nearing completion on that. I'd say, Mr. Moore, you want to help me out a week or two away from completion of that jail lock project?
Jail locking project will be completed this week,
Okay.
and we've got a test project we're going to do on a different building, and hopefully we'll be done this week also, if not.
All right. So with a week or two away of being complete with that. And once again, we're very pleased with all the effort that's gone in there with the control and all the other parts of that project, not just the jail locks, but a substantial amount of money that's been spent to improve our jail situation. A couple of other projects inside the building here.
Let me ask a question on the jail lock project. Is there a certain amount of money held back for a period of time to make sure everything, to give it some time, make sure everything works well? And you know, sometimes they hold back money.
For drainage, but when he gets finished I mean, we won't keep that for protracted length of time,
Okay.
but we got a year warranty on everything.
And every, I guess it's either every week or week and a half, Mr. Moore's been over there and they tested through each time they put on a new, I'll use the wrong term, gentlemen in the back, but a new cell block or close enough. Every time they finish one of those, they go back through and test and make sure everything's working.
It's all working well.
What we do, we go back and we test all the controls, make sure that when we show secure, and we lock them all at one time, lock them individually, and we make sure all the lights and the intercom systems are all working properly. What we did is, before the contractor ever started the work, we ran everything through its paces to make sure that we had proper power, proper connections to all the facilities that had to go into the control room. So even when we handed it to them, they knew it was all the components were operational, the TV, the lights, the intercoms, the controls, into the control room. Then when they finished, we put everything else back to its places and make sure they work. The beauty of this is that the control panel and the locks themselves, they never were really properly identified, secure or unsecure, because we had mechanical issues that would not let the controls work properly. Under this process, once we went and fixed all the mechanical operations and the diagram and all the cell doors, the sliding doors, then we could get down and fix the panels underneath and make sure all of the relays and everything was showing properly. And that had been rebuilt a time or two and still having issues with the mechanical side of this electrical stuff that goes on. And now, though, it's going to be the first time in a long time that all of that stuff is going to be operating exactly like it's supposed to. And now, once if something starts going wrong, then you either go check the mechanical part first, and then if that's not any issues there, then they go run the control panel and make sure what's going on there.
Yep.
So,
Thank you.
good deal.
Commissioner Watt?
The old system was set up on a pneumatic device, and now we're doing electrical, correct?
That's correct.
And there's no part of it that's the old way of the system.
All the new locks are electric. All the existing locks are pneumatic. And we're changing out doors called slider doors. There's swing doors and there's slider doors. These are fixing the slider doors on them. And there's still 80 swing doors that are in the same condition that the sliders are. And that's a door we're going to do a test section on either at the end of this week or the first of next week about how to replace those. And I'll be able to give you guys a little bit more information about what it would take to fix that part too, which has to happen at some point in time.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Another thing that's going on in this building, we have just completed some upgrades to the HVAC units on the second floor. In the ceiling, I forgot how many units there are up there, but it's more than you can imagine. Off the top of my head, I want to say 36, but that might be too many. But it's a number.
That's about right.
It's a large number of units that are up there, and if you'll look, we've had issues in the past with they start to leak and the plaster starting to peel. I was looking at fixing the plaster on the ceiling and over the door facing the Commonwealth Attorney's office, flaking off in sheets. And when we found out why I was doing it, there's no point in doing this if we don't fix the others. So Mr. Moore's worked with contractors, gotten a solution to those leaking units upstairs. We've spent, I guess, 4 months on that, getting that part of the process done. We're going to bid, I believe tonight, actually, we're going to approve a bid to do the painting and the plastering to repair those ceilings and a couple of cracks in the walls. That shouldn't be an issue now that we've done the other work ahead of time. So that work will be coming up. It'll be a little bit of an inconvenience because they'll have to have some scaffolding up. They're going to work after hours. It's going to cost us a little bit more to do that. But considering this building and the nature of the use of this building, it's the only way we can do those type projects. So that will be starting shortly also. Move outside to the bike skills course. We've had a gentleman come in and started the design process on that. I talked to him or emailed with him today. He's supposed to be getting us something in a week to 10 days with an artist rendering. Hopefully we'll have it before our next budget meeting of strategies on how to improve what was formerly the borrow pit. All we did was bush hog it. Going to turn that into usable land out by the trail that Judge Newberry developed out there. And we should have a rendering of his ideas for that to have a public meeting and get some public input on that shortly. Along with that is a pedestrian bicycling bridge. We've entered into an agreement with the city to apply for a grant. I believe that grant it will be sent in this week, completed and sent in this week to Department of Local Government. It's a federal funded program through the Department of Local Government, and so we'll be asking for some money. We'll match along with the city a certain portion. We've actually gotten a couple of three contractors from the plant, including Four Rivers Nuclear Partnership, to agree to donate some money, and hopefully we'll get some other efforts in that. That will connect the whole effort with the pump track and the trail that's out there now, the mountain bike trail, and also the bicycle skills course to the city's Greenway Trail if that comes to fruition, which I'm hopeful and confident that it will. Also in that area, out by the soccer fields and next to the EM building, is just found out last week the extension of the Master Gardeners program has been there for a number of years. They're going to be moving their equipment and their structures. Actually, I believe they're going to have an auction and sell quite a bit of that material. And what they don't sell, they'll move out to their new location. They finally got their buildings out there built, and they're going to be moving that. So that property will be available for us to use out there at their recreational complex. And we have some ideas for that, but it's finally coming. They believe that by the end of middle of June or 1st of July, that should be available to us to develop and use for those programs out there. We've got some ideas already in place for that. Move back into town in Carson Park. You all are aware that there was a grant that was approved actually when I was in the legislature. It's been that long out there trying to improve the concession stand. That was not able to be done at the magnitude that they originally applied for the grant. But we asked Commissioner Qualls, and he has agreed to allow us to use that money along with our matching money to make improvements at Carson Park. Y'all are aware of most of this because you all approved it. And the board out there has also been instrumental in coming up with this strategy. We've already got the material for the arena. We've done the contract for the grading of the property that the arena is going to go on, the events arena. That will hopefully, if the weather will allow us, within 30 days we can put all that together if the weather permitting. We're looking forward to that. The concession stand has already been substantially improved. That part of the project has already been done. Floral Hall has been improved dramatically, and we're going to talk tonight about the cupola on top of the Floral Hall and make some improvements there. We've closed off the inside of the cupola. It used to be used for ventilation, but now that we have air conditioning, we realized we probably should put some closure on that. So going to improve the looks on the outside of the cupola and strengthen it up somewhat. Also, we've talked previously about the fence around the track. We'll have an order tonight to make those improvements also. That all gearing up for just future use of the park. We have a big event this fall, Commissioner Byers is acutely aware of, with the Vietnam Veterans Memorial coming in. So all we can do to make that park look good in a short period of time is going to be well appreciated when we get ready to host the Vietnam Veterans Memorial in October. That's a number of projects. I went really quick. Do y'all have any questions about any of those? Try to keep you all abreast of those because I know the constituents ask about those sorts of things. If you have any questions, feel free to contact myself or Mr. Moore. We're continually working to see those improvements come through. That being said, we'll move on to budget transfers. Mr. Hancock.
Excuse me, it is ordered to make the following cash transfers in order to pay the county bills approved April 23rd, 2018 in the amount of $283,000, $828.52.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Byer,
Second.
second by Commissioner Wathen. Any discussion? Seeing none, ask clerk call the roll, please.
Commissioner Byer,
Aye.
Commissioner Bartleman.
Aye.
Commissioner Wathen.
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye. Next, accounts payable, Mr. Hancock.
It is ordered to approve the vouchers claims register from April 9, 2018 to April 23rd, 2018 to show county bills in the amount of $523,224.05.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Watson,
Second.
second by Commissioner Bartleman. Any discussion? Seeing none, ask clerk call the roll, please.
Commissioner Bartleman.
Aye.
Commissioner Wathen.
Aye.
Commissioner Byer.
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye. Madam Clerk, court orders.
It is ordered to accept the McCracken County Clerk's summary report of delinquent tax collection and distributions for March 2018 in the amount of $5,109.87.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Byer, second by Commissioner Wathen. Any discussion? Seeing none, ask clerk call the roll, please.
Commissioner Wathen.
Aye.
Commissioner Byer.
Aye.
Commissioner Bartleman.
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered that the McCracken County Judge Executive be authorized to enter into an agreement with the McCracken County Board of Education and St. John's Catholic Church for the transportation of non-public school children to and from school.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Wathen, second.
Second.
By Commissioner Byer. Any discussion? Seeing none, ask clerk call the roll, please.
Commissioner Byer.
Aye.
Commissioner Bartleman.
Aye.
Commissioner Wathen.
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered to pay Jim Smith Contracting Company, LLC, pay application number 11 in the amount of $19,784.43 for Maxon Road Improvement Project.
So moved.
Motion by
Second.
Commissioner Bartleman, second by Commissioner Wathen. Any discussion? Seeing none, ask clerk call the roll, please.
Commissioner Bartleman.
Aye.
Commissioner Wathen.
Aye.
Commissioner Byer.
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered to accept the resignation of Darrell Tharp, part-time animal control officer, effective April 11th, 2018.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Byer, second by Commissioner Wathen. Any discussion? Seeing none, ask clerk call the roll, please.
Commissioner Wathen.
Aye.
Commissioner Byer.
Aye.
Commissioner Bartleman.
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered to accept the resignation of Britannia Finke, full-time administrative assistant for the Child Support Division of the County Attorney's Office. She is to be paid 6.83 hours of compensation, 5 vacation days, and have 3.96 sick days credited to the Kentucky retirement systems.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner
Second.
Byer, second by Commissioner Wathen. Any discussion? Seeing none, ask clerk call the roll, please.
Commissioner Byer.
Aye.
Commissioner Bartleman.
Aye.
Commissioner Wathen.
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered that Michael Ray resign his position as road deputy effective April 16, 2018. He is to be paid for 11 vacation days. It is further ordered that Mr. Ray be credited for 16 sick days to the Kentucky retirement systems.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Wathen, second
Second.
by Commissioner Byer. Any discussion? Seeing none, ask clerk.
Ask a question. Sheriff, how long had Michael Ray been with the Sheriff's Department? Roughly.
5 years.
How many?
5 years.
Thank you.
All right.
Commissioner Bartleman.
Aye.
Commissioner Wathen.
Aye.
Commissioner Byer.
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered that Chris Glenn be hired as a full-time road deputy at an annual salary of $46,000 less statutory deductions effective April 24, 2018. This includes the annual $4,000 incentive pay for POP certified officers. It is further ordered that Chris Glenn be paid a training stipend of $1,500.
So moved.
Motion by
Second.
Commissioner Byer, second by Commissioner Wathen. Any discussion? Ask clerk call the roll, please.
Commissioner Wathen.
Aye.
Commissioner Byer.
Aye.
Commissioner Bartleman.
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered that Linda Hodgson be hired as a full-time bailiff at an annual salary of $34,000 less statutory deductions effective April 30th, 2018. This includes the annual $4,000 incentive pay for POP certified officers.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Wathen, second by Commissioner Byer. Any discussion? Seeing none, ask clerk to call the roll, please.
Commissioner Byer.
Aye.
Commissioner Bartleman.
Aye.
Commissioner Wathen.
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered that a bid opening was held at 10 a.m. on Thursday, April 12, 2018, at the McCracken County Courthouse for the removal and restoration of the section of Old Hinkleville Road closed during the February 26, 2018 fiscal court meeting. Bids were received from Danny Cope & Sons, Newton Outdoor, Jim Smith Contracting, and Wood Brothers Excavation. All bids were taken under advisement.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Byer, second by Commissioner Bartleman. Any discussion? Seeing none, ask clerk to call the roll, please.
Commissioner Bartleman.
Aye.
Commissioner Wathen.
Aye.
Commissioner Byer.
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered that the bid for the removal and restoration of the section of Old Hinkleville Road closed during the February 26, 2018 fiscal court meeting be awarded to Wood Brothers Excavation in the amount of $6,250.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Watson, second by Commissioner Bartleman. Any discussion? Any questions? Seeing none, ask clerk to call the roll, please.
Commissioner Wathen.
Aye.
Commissioner Byer.
Aye.
Commissioner Bartleman.
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered effective April 16, 2018, the job title of Road Department employee Eric Wilson be changed from Truck Driver B to Operator A per union contract. Rate of pay for this position is $23.44 per hour less statutory deductions.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Byer, second by Commissioner Wathen. Any discussion? Seeing none, ask clerk to call the roll, please.
Commissioner Byer.
Aye.
Commissioner Bartleman.
Aye.
Commissioner Wathen.
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered to accept the bid proposal from Better All Around in the amount of $6,800 for the repair of the cupola to Floral Hall at Carson Park.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Wathen, second by Commissioner Bartleman. Any further discussion? Seeing none, ask clerk to call the roll, please.
Commissioner Bartleman.
Aye.
Commissioner Wathen.
Aye.
Commissioner Byer.
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered that a bid opening was held at 10 a.m. on Thursday, April 19th, 2018, at the McCracken County Judge Executive Office for plaster repair and painting of McCracken County Courthouse second floor. One bid was received from Better All Around. The bid was taken under advisement.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Byer, second
Second.
by Commissioner Wathen. Any discussion?
Are they local?
Yes.
Yeah.
Any questions? Ask clerk to call the roll.
Commissioner Wathen.
Aye.
Commissioner Byer.
Aye.
Commissioner Bartleman.
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered to accept the bid from Better All Around in the amount of $21,500 for plaster repair and painting of the McCracken County Courthouse second floor.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Watson, second by Commissioner Bartleman. Any further discussion? Question?
I always like to ask this question when I only have one bid, and there's two projects. We had one bid on these. Is that price close to what your estimates were on this work? Or did you have estimates, or how do you analyze to make sure that that's a...
We got two projects here you're asking about.
Right.
The first one was the cupola repair, and that project was small enough that it was over less than $20,000, so we didn't have to run an ad in the paper. But because it was over $5,000, we needed to request and try to get at least 3 submittals on this project, and I've got this information in your packet. And I requested Gordon Roofing, Dean's Roofing, Southern Roofing, and Better All Around to give us some pricing to replace the cupola. And Gordon's and Dean's did not sit a bid. Southern Roofing gave us a price of $72.14, and Better All Around gave us a price of $6,800. Better All Around is the contractor that's been doing the work on Floral Hall to the projects as we've developed, as we've been trying to improve Floral Hall. So that's the background on that particular bid. On the painting of the upstairs ceilings and walls and plaster replacement. We advertised that in the paper. And I called several contractors, but only one turned in a bid. And this was better all around. Now, the scope of work up on the second floor of the old courthouse consists of us painting and repairing plaster on the upstairs second floor ceiling and some of the walls around the Commonwealth Attorney's office and down in the steps area. And so all of that totals up that we're going to be doing 3,800 square feet of work up there, and it has to be done either on weekends or nights, and that's overtime and things going on. And so that turned out to be $5.50 a square foot for this repair work.
Is that same, did you have any estimates?
I didn't. The only
beforehand,
estimate
and
I
is that the
had
original?
was the one that I tried to think about and come up with, and because that's kind of unique work, plaster repair. I looked at some of the projects we had done in the courthouse when we were getting that type of work done, and the judge and I talked about it, and we were fearful it would go over $20,000. That's why we actually bid it. So we didn't have to then try to go out on the street but I did make calls for this, but everybody was busy was the primary reason, and the time to how you had to do it. Because you're going to have to work on Saturday and Sunday, and then they're going to have a man lift up there, so they got to get that stowed away and the scaffolding brought down to the basement and put away down here till the next week comes, and it's just costly.
So you feel comfortable with that price?
I do feel comfortable
Okay.
with it, yes.
Thank you. That was my question. Yeah. Thank you for the information.
Thank you, Mr. Moore. Any other questions? Madam Clerk, call roll, please.
Commissioner Byer.
Aye.
Commissioner Bartleman.
Aye.
Commissioner Wathen.
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered that effective April 23, 2018, Lauren Trout be hired as a full-time deputy jailer at an hourly rate of $12.25 per hour, less statutory deductions, all of which are subject to further order of the court.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Byer, second by Commissioner Wathen. I think I heard first. Any discussion? Seeing none, ask clerk to call the roll, please.
Commissioner Bartleman.
Aye.
Commissioner Wathen.
Aye.
Commissioner Byer.
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered that effective April 23, 2018, Cody Lee be hired as a full-time deputy jailer at an hourly rate of $12 per hour, less statutory deductions, all of which are subject to further order of the court.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Wathen, second by Commissioner Byer. Any discussion? Seeing none, ask clerk to call the roll, please.
Commissioner Wathen.
Aye.
Commissioner Byer.
Aye.
Commissioner Bartleman.
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered that effective April 23, 2018, Michael Hatton be hired as a full-time deputy jailer at an hourly rate of $12.25 per hour, less statutory deductions, all of which are subject to further order of the court.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Byer, second by Commissioner Wathen. Any further discussion? Seeing none, ask clerk to call the roll, please.
Commissioner Byer.
Aye.
Commissioner Bartleman.
Aye.
Commissioner Wathen.
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered that effective April 23, 2018, Trevin Green be hired as a full-time deputy jailer at an hourly rate of $12 per hour, less statutory deductions, all of which are subject to further order of the court.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Wathen, second by Commissioner Byer. Any discussion? Seeing none, ask clerk to call the roll, please.
Commissioner Bartleman.
Aye.
Commissioner Wathen.
Aye.
Commissioner Byer.
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered to accept the resignation of part-time deputy jailer Rena Pearson effective April 9, 2018.
Motion
Second.
by Commissioner Bartleman, second by Commissioner Wathen. Any discussion? Ask the clerk to call the roll, please.
Commissioner Wathen.
Aye.
Commissioner Byer.
Aye.
Commissioner Bartleman.
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered that effective April 5, 2018, Kayla Kaufman be promoted to Program Director for McCracken County Jail with no change in pay.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Wathen, second
Second.
by Commissioner Bartleman. Any discussion? Seeing none, ask the clerk to call the roll, please.
Commissioner Byer.
Aye.
Commissioner Bartleman.
Aye.
Commissioner Wathen.
Aye.
And Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered that a bid opening was held at 2 p.m. April 19, 2018 at the McCracken County Judge Executive's Office for removal of 2,700 feet of chain link fence around the track at Carson Park and replacement with vinyl-coated fencing material. 2 bids were received from AAA Fencing LLC and the Fence Doctor and taken under advisement.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Byers, second by Commissioner Wathen. Any discussion? Mr. Moore, do you have any questions for Mr. Moore? Did you have a comment, sir?
Well, I was going to walk through this just briefly, Judge, if
Please.
you don't mind. This project was advertised for bid, and we had 2 bidders. We had the Fence Doctor, and we had AAA Fence. We advertised this as straight chain link fence, and we also bid this as an alternate with vinyl coated fence and post, and being green. Some of the fence around out there now had been painted green, and the rest of it was silver or rusty. And so these bids came in that the regular chain link fence, the low bidder was AAA at $35,766.31. Then they were also the low bidder for the alternate bid of vinyl coated green fence and post, and it was $42,356.58. They were considerably cheaper than the Fence Doctor, and we went with the vinyl coated green fencing because that's going to really enhance the appearance of this whole outfit out there, the way everything's going to be looking. And so that's what we went with, the vinyl coated green fence at the low price of $42,000 and change.
Is that vinyl pretty well maintenance free, is it?
I think so, yes. Right.
And I guess its life expectancy would be better than chain link because of
It's
the
gonna
long
look
rust.
better longer.
Better.
Weather permitting, how long does it take to install it?
They've committed to get this done before the end of this fiscal year. And it takes about 3 weeks or so forward to get the fence. But they say they'll make it happen because we told them we had to have it done this fiscal year.
Are you putting the new fence back up?
Yes.
Exactly where the other one
Yes,
was?
right where the
It's
other
not
one was.
changing anything, it's exactly the same.
Right.
Exactly the same. I can't quote the specs. It's 8-foot post, and they're all set in concrete. And certainly, I'll give you all the gauges and the weights of the stuff. It's good stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Thank you, Mr. Moore. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Bartleman,
Aye.
Commissioner Wathen,
Aye.
Commissioner Byer,
Aye.
and Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered to award the removal of 2,700 feet of chain link fence around the track at Carson Park and replacement with vinyl-coated fencing material to AAA Fencing LLC in the amount of $42,356.59.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Byers, second by Commissioner Wathen. Any further discussion? Ask clerk to call the roll, please.
Commissioner Wathen,
Aye.
Commissioner Byer,
Aye.
Commissioner Bartleman,
Aye.
and Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered to contract with Muni Services LLC to provide tax compliance services related to business license. These services include the identification of entities not currently licensed in McCracken County and the billing and collection of identified tax deficiencies.
So moved.
Motion by
Second.
Commissioner Byers, second by Commissioner Wathen.
This is what we were briefed on at the last meeting. Is that
Yes.
right? And they get a 40% for the
Right.
first year
For the first year, they'll get 40% of whatever.
and back. Right.
And that'll be all.
And that's probably less expensive in the long run than if we had to hire people. So,
3-year term, so the term of that.
They'll get 40% each year, or 40% the first year of the,
I believe it's 40% of the
Terms
returns
of the contract.
during that.
Okay.
during that period.
right.
Tell me that again, 40%?
Of the identified deficiencies over that 3-year period.
Okay, 3-year period.
We have a motion second?
Yes, we do.
And these are ones that they identify. I mean, they,
Yes.
Okay.
Ask the clerk to call the roll.
Commissioner Byer,
Aye.
Commissioner Bartleman,
Aye.
Commissioner Wathen,
Aye.
and Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered that pursuant to KRS Chapter 67, the first reading of ordinance number 2018-02 shall be conducted in summary format as follows. An ordinance amending ordinance 2015-02, setting forth the McCracken County Sheriff's Office's compensation and classification system by creating a new employment classification of bailiff, grade 4, and setting out the conditions precedent to qualification for the position along with the rate of compensation. Summary. The present ordinance creates a new and necessary position within the McCracken County Sheriff's Office entitled Bailiff Class 4 and sets the standards for qualification and promotion to this position, as well as the rate of compensation. This position shall carry with it certain specific duties pertaining to courthouse security supervision and training to be established by the sheriff in his discretion. It is hereby certified by the McCracken County Fiscal Court that the present summary represents an accurate official statement of the main points and contents of ordinance number 2018-02. Ordinance number 2018-02 shall be available for public inspection in its whole and complete form in the McCracken County Judge Executive's office during ordinary business hours.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Byer, second by Commissioner Bartleman. Any further discussion? The sheriff is here tonight. Appreciate you being here. Not begging anybody to ask him a question, but I do appreciate his attendance in case we have one. Are there any questions? Thank you, Sheriff. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Bartleman,
Aye.
Commissioner Byer,
Aye.
Commissioner Wathen,
Aye.
and Judge Leeper.
Aye. Gentlemen, we have two orders that were two.
We got two more orders there.
That's what I thought. Two more
Y and
orders.
Z.
Sorry. I'll be back with you in just a minute. Go ahead.
It is ordered to continue Joy Cook's employment to administer the state requirement for tab-Q7s for emergency management at a rate of $22 per hour with an increase of 40 hours. Monies from the LEPC account will be used to reimburse fiscal court.
So moved. Motion by Commissioner Byers, second by Commissioner Wathen. Any discussion? Seeing none, ask the clerk to call the roll, please.
Commissioner Wathen,
Aye.
Commissioner Byer,
Aye.
Commissioner Bartleman,
Aye.
and Judge Leeper.
Aye.
It is ordered that Lee Moberly be hired as a part-time deputy clerk effective May 1st, 2018, at an hourly rate of $15 per hour.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Byer,
Second.
second by Commissioner Wathen. Is there any need to amend this to say deputy county clerk? Or is deputy clerk what we normally say?
I mean,
Clerk in the county.
we usually just say deputy clerk,
Okay.
but mhm.
All right. Well, that's clear. Any other discussion or questions? Ask the clerk to call the roll.
Commissioner Byer,
Aye.
Commissioner Bartleman,
Aye.
Commissioner Wathen,
Aye.
and Judge Leeper.
Aye. Now, gentlemen, we had two orders that were late coming, but it's issues we need to take care of. There'll be items AA and BB. I've given you a copy of those. Is there any objection to taking action on those orders tonight?
No, sir.
Seeing none, I would ask the clerk to read the first one, which will be AA.
The resignation letter for Melinda Cowan was accepted at the April 4th meeting of the fiscal court. She has 4 vacation days to be paid for and 7.5 sick days to be credited to the Kentucky retirement system.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner
Second.
Byers, second by Commissioner Wathen. Excuse me, ask the clerk to call the roll, please.
Commissioner
We
Wathen,
have, I have a question. Yes, sir.
My question is the way that's worded. That's not worded like the normal ones are. It just says, it states a fact of what it is, but I guess it's not an issue. I was just concerned about the way it's worded. It's not worded as over approving, it's stating a fact. She is to be paid, and it's not a major thing. I just was concerned about the way it's worded, just to make sure there's no question as to what, that we're approving those, but there's, I guess we're okay. We're all right, never mind.
Will you make an amendment to it?
Well, I don't know.
Was it normally just say paid instead of paid
Yeah.
for?
Yeah, I mean, it's just worded
It
strange.
did sound different.
Wait a minute. I have no objection to it. I just want to make sure that we're doing it right. I'm just looking for another one of how we do
We
that.
have another one tonight, do we? Do we have one?
Not resignation.
There was a, S was a resignation,
Used to pay for 11, used to be credited.
but that's just saying,
Well,
Should be
we'll have one
7
from,
days to be
previous.
paid and 7.56 days. to-
Basically, it's
The
similar to
fours
what
and-
you did with Michael Ray, it's just a little bit
You know,
less wordy.
we're okay. If we have a problem with it, we can correct it later.
Okay,
I just was concerned about the wording of it. Sorry.
no problem. I appreciate your interest, paying attention to that kind of stuff. But I believe it will read okay for payment purposes, best I understand it.
Because it doesn't say we're paying it, it just says she has 4 vacation days to be paid. We're okay. If there's a problem, we'll.
I think the
correct it later.
4 is what's throwing people. If you take the
It
4
normally
out,
just says paid,
right,
to be paid.
and then just take the 4 out.
All right. All right, I would entertain a motion to delete the word "for" after the word "paid" on the first, or on the current AA order.
So moved.
Motion by
Second.
Commissioner Byers, second by Commissioner Wathen to delete "for." Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. We have a motion on the orders amended. Any discussion about that? Seeing none, ask clerk call roll, please.
Commissioner Wathen,
Aye.
Commissioner Byer,
Aye.
Commissioner Bartleman,
Aye.
and Judge Leeper.
Aye.
The resignation letter for David Walls was accepted at the April 4th meeting of the Fiscal Court. He has 2 vacation days to be paid for and 2.5 sick days to be credited to the Kentucky retirement system.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Byers, second by Commissioner Wathen. Would we entertain a motion to delete 4 after paid on order BB? Have a motion by Commissioner Bartleman,
Second.
second by Commissioner Wathen. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. The motion's approved. Now we have the amended order. Sorry, has the motion a second. Any discussion on that? Seeing none, ask clerk call roll, please.
Commissioner Byer,
Aye.
Commissioner Bartleman,
Aye.
Commissioner Wathen,
Aye.
and Judge Leeper.
Aye.
Thank you. I don't mean to nitpick on that, but I was just
No,
afraid that
it didn't read the same.
it didn't really read like we were paying her. It just states a fact that they,
Yeah.
but anyway, I think you're correct. Okay.
I think we
Thank you.
did. There are no board appointments this evening. Should have a couple coming up. I've got to get to that. I've got a couple I need to do. There's, my knowledge, there's no need for executive session. Seeing none, at this time, I'd entertain any discussion or comments from any of the commissioners. Any discussion or comments? Let me, if there are none, let me, in closing, first thank everybody for being here earlier this evening for the budget meetings. Those are going to be critical to us putting together a budget for the next budget year. And it's very critical that we have good discussions about those as more information comes in and we can start really fine-tuning those efforts. I'd also like to thank the sheriff and the jail staff who brought some Class Ds over, and our staff in maintenance who chipped in this afternoon when we had an unfortunate situation where the sump pumps didn't work. And I've always made note of the fact that we've created or improved most of the leaking problems in the basement of the courthouse, but I've also always said it's still a basement, and basements tend to leak, and if the sump pumps don't work, I guarantee you they're going to leak, and we proved that this afternoon. But the sheriff was wading knee-deep water out there, and Mr. Moore and everybody pitched in, and we were in a better place than we were about 3 or 4 hours ago. But it really took everybody chipping in. Nobody hesitated. It was all hands on deck, and I really appreciate the sheriff and the jail employees and their staff and our staff for just getting after it and just recognizing a task that needed to be done and going after it. The clerk's folks were very amenable to us being in their way and making a lot of noise, which doesn't make their job any easier, but they didn't complain. They knew we had work to do, and that's what makes everything a little bit easier around here. That being said, I'd entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Byers, second by Commissioner Wathen. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. The meeting is adjourned. Thank y'all very much.